Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo. You've tuned into another live edition of the Locker Room Daily Reporter, TLDR for short. If you're watching the archive, all two of you, thank you. You two, who I'm sure are me, checking how many people are watching it, and me hitting refresh to see if anybody else is watching. So I am those two people. May the 4th be with you. It is May the 4th, Star Wars Day, which, the thing I love about Star Wars Day is it came out of fandom, right? Like fans just, called it, Star Wars Day, and then it officially got adopted. I love that. I love anything that feels like it's organic, as opposed to like, the way that greeting card companies and all these other companies try to create things out of nothing. That's Valentine's Day, just another excuse to sell greeting cards. Mother's Day, just another excuse to sell flowers. Like there's just it's a conspiracy. Star Wars Day, yeah, it's clear. It's all about enjoying Star Wars and buying Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought some. You didn't have to buy Star Wars. Just enjoying the fandom however you enjoyed it, right? And there were some pretty good deals today. We'll get to a few of them here towards the end. At least one Star Wars tech deal. Amazon has released a not a case, but what would you call it? What is it? The Darth Vader?
It's a holder, is what they get, or a carriage.
The Echo holder thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat. I don't have an Echo Dot. I'm not interested in getting an Echo Dot. Maybe when the actual holder goes on sale, I'll get the holder, but never get the actual device that it holds. That's what I do. Sensi years ago had a Darth Vader holder as well, and I didn't buy it. I just thought I was like, it's kind of pricey for what it is, and I'm not really into Sensi. I like the idea of it, and I understand what Sensi is. I know there are Sensi sellers and everything, and I should have, being a Darth Vader collector, I should have gotten at least that one, but that ship sailed. Maybe one's on eBay at a decent price. As you can see right now, I'm multitasking, which is dangerous when it comes to building Lego sets, because unfortunately it's real easy to miss a step or a brick and then screw everything up and then have to go backwards. But I like living on the edge. So this is the way I'm choosing to celebrate, by building some Lego sets. I've got other Lego sets. I just got two. I got other Lego sets I just got. Intelligent, man. I'm telling you. I got the vocabulary. I know how to use it. Last night, if you missed it in my socials, we were sent to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and we're VIPs. I don't know how the hell we got on the list, but I'm grateful because we were going to see it anyway. Can't say that it was complete. I mean, the movie was free, but we had to pay for parking. And then Diana and Jedi wanted snacks, so it ended up being about as expensive as it normally is on a discount night. But we did get to see it before general release, so I can't complain. I'm not complaining at all. I think next time though we won't get snacks. I don't know if there's any other way of avoiding the parking fees, unfortunately. But that's one of the reasons it's always a challenge to go to downtown Seattle for anything, and I always have to calculate like, what's the movie, right? What is it going to be? What are they? But I don't have it here. They gave us a hat. They only had like a handful of them, but we got hats.
Hats?
Yeah. Like with the Guardians logo on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave us a hat with the Guardians logo on it. Hats, 3 of them. I think in the picture, the picture that I shared on social has got a shot of the hats. I was going to run down and get it, but you can just, if you're interested in what it looked like, it's just the Guardians symbol or insignia on an actual hat. And so that came from out of the blue. I'm like, oh wow, that's great. I'm like, I don't know what we did to deserve the hats, but I'm grateful for it, extremely grateful. So I used social media tech to let people know that it was happening. Shared that experience. I don't know if I'm able to give anybody some. Well, all right. Here, you may want to mute. I'll give you. Here's the spoilery review. All right, ready? I am Groot.
Wow.
That's
riveting.
I feel like that was the best way of, describing the whole emotional roller coaster that was the movie. I will say this: there are non-vegans are not going to like this, but as a vegan, I was like really there were some. I'm not saying that there was an agenda, but I'm like, this has got pretty heavy vegan messaging, very heavy. You know, very heavy, and I feel that without, you know, any kind of personal cognitive dissonance. But you may see it, you may not. I saw it, and not because I was looking for it, but I'm like, yeah, this is typical. Yeah, this is typically how things might happen. I will say, stay to the end of the movie because there are two stingers, worth, you know, sticking around for. But I will also warn you of this: in order to catch a couple of the things in there, you will want to have watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be it's fun. It's which I enjoyed. I will say my favorite part of Guardians was, I mean, special effects were, of course, you know, rock solid. My favorite part by far was the creature design. And honestly, even with the Guardians Holiday Special, the creature design was absolutely breathtaking. So whoever they've got, you know, working creature design, they're on point. Absolutely. I mean, I'll say I love Star Wars creature design, but like, my feeling is like Guardians has or had better design. Guardians, specifically the Christmas special, the holiday special, I thought was really well done. It's easily going to be a perennial favorite, if only because, you know, we got the Star Wars special. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You need more than just one special. Now, I don't think they're going to come up with a Guardians Day. I don't think that's possible. Star Wars Day was just easy. May the Fourth be with you. If you missed YouTube today, I did upload a very short video. I finally got into the or at least one flow. I don't know if I'm going to be recording any other my view in fewer than two until maybe I do need to record them tomorrow because I want to try to get them turned around by Monday. I'm trying to get back into that process again. So thank you for your enduring patience for that. As you can see, oh, I'm sorry, I was doing that off camera. I'm an idiot. I forgot I had the camera over here. Professional streamer. Welcome in, Vargonian. Is that right? You're the gentleman that I met. He accosted me in a grocery store. Accosted is the violently thrust himself. No, is just he's a very kind gentleman. I'm not going to name names. I know his name, but I'm not going to say it because some people prefer anonymity. Thank you for the follow here on Twitch, where you can watch me farting around. And right now building a Lego set that I've had for a while, but also talking about what might have happened in technology today. Of course, as you can imagine, my day was dominated by Star Wars. But Apple's reported Q2 revenue down 3% year over year. Oh, they're only making $94 billion.
How are they going to keep the doors open?
I don't, Glendon. I think that's it. I think we've heard the last of Apple. They can't bounce back from that.
No, there's no way.
Huge, 3%. They're down 3. Their stock's gonna tank on that news. Because I can't imagine that they only made 94. I'm sorry, 94.84 billion. A paltry. How is Tim Cook gonna afford his next luxury villa? How? You gotta think about these people. You really do. You know. So yeah, I guess, you know, iPhones are popular. iPhones being popular, they're actually up 2% year over year, like in terms of the revenue that they're generating from them. The Mac down 31%, which is interesting to me. But I think even you know, in comparison, and it'd be interesting to run the numbers on this. The PCs have seen somewhat of a slump. And this was like the pandemic happened, right? And we all were working remotely. Some of us continued, of course, to work remotely. Some of us has always worked remotely. But because of that, we didn't need a new computer. And we're going, people are getting forced, unfortunately, to go back to the office. And so in kind, you know, those sales are down because they don't need something at home for, you know, something that they're getting paid for elsewhere, or is getting covered elsewhere, I should say. Yeah, that was so it's interesting to hear that downturn, but I think that's more of an industry wide trend, less of a Apple's having problems or the Mac is having problems. And I also go as far as to say this: I think Mac sales are going to be down because if you bought an M1, you're going to be fine. I think for the next 4 years. To be totally honest, I think it's easily a 4-year machine without any other upgrades. Like it feels like an M1 is future proofed itself. Like it's the opposite of what you'd think. You know, what is it? Planned obsolescence
Planned
is the term.
obsolescence.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I don't know if I've ever really bought into that, at least as far as modern experiences have been concerned. But the my feeling is still that it's such a good system that you don't need to have all the all the latest gen anything in order to get your money's worth out of what you already have. Like I feel like the Mac itself, and Glendon, I think you would have been fine with what you originally went with the M1.
Probably.
And how often, I gotta ask, now that you've been using your M2 Mac, how often are you using it? Like, is it a daily? Is it like, I use it when I need it?
Yep.
Or
No, it's a daily thing.
a daily for what? Because you're
I
primarily
use
PC.
it. All of my streaming goes through the Mac now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I've got the capture card hooked up to it, coming directly from my graphics card on my PC. Have OBS set up in there and run everything through OBS. Audio, everything is perfect now.
Oh, okay, perfect. I didn't know how that was, and I think that was a good use of the Mac, and you could probably do like 1,000 other things on that system before it even begins to get taxed.
Yeah, I can. I actually use it probably half the time or more now for Prusa Slicer.
Yeah. See, I don't use it. I'd love to use Prusa Slicer on the Mac because the interface is a lot cleaner than it is on Windows. Prusa Slicer, as much as I like it, it's not. It needs a lot of UI help, a lot.
I agree.
And the Bamboo Slicer kind of schools it as far as that goes. And I know a lot of diehards are not going to want to hear that, but it's just true. As a critic of user interfaces, that's just I don't know. I'm not a fan, but there's not much there for me to. I mean, I'm happy that it works for sure, but it ain't gonna. For features, absolutely, but they've got to. I wish they would take a cycle, and they're not. But like, I wish there would be. I wish they would know a way to find out, or maybe get a volunteer who knows how to do a UI to actually give it a different Chrome, so to speak, not to be confused with Google Chrome. Yeah. So yeah, CNOOP's on an old Mac. But hey, if it works for what you use it for, however frequently or infrequently you use it, then that's good. That's great. Pop back to the headlines here. There's something else that hit that I was going to mention. Oh, the Pixel Fold. So apparently it didn't leak. Google basically announced it. I mean, it's Star Wars Day, so all the companies are like, well, what can we say that's like going to be all Star Warsy so that we can be hip? And so it was that made the it wasn't necessarily there's no Star Wars involved, but it said may the Fold be with you. So they basically showed a short teaser. Everything else is going to be coming down the pike in and around what's the event? I/O. So okay, so y'all know me, right? So I've got my my Pixel that I've got right now. The Pixel is pointed down at the print. I'm currently printing a Wexter Mini, not an Armor. I did the Armor earlier today. The head separately. This is actually the second version I did of her, because the first one was a little too brittle, so I had to increase the walls, which was overkill, increasing the walls with the infill that I have on Bo-Katan. But I'm doing a Bo-Katan right now. So I use a Pixel, and I use it primarily for the camera, because apart from that, it's like another smartphone. But I have thought, I have strongly considered. I don't know what that price is going to be, because it's going to be, it's going to freaking be pricey. Because I don't have a fold. I don't have I'm not. It's not a thing, right? I didn't necessarily want a foldable phone, but I'm like, I kind of want the experience, right?
Yep.
I don't. The problem with the fold phone and the way that I have this set up on the tripod, the way it's attached to everything, is I wouldn't be able to use the same tripod for it, because it'd be too thick. I think it would be too thick. But it is inconceivable for me to get in a land war with Russia, a land war with Asia. What was the line? 2 things you should know: never get in a land war with Asia, and never go up against the Sicilian when death is on the line. No other really. I'm the only
I have no idea what that's from.
Shut up, Glendon.
Okay.
Shut up. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who got that reference? You know what? I'm not even going to continue until I know I'm not the only one who got the reference, because y'all.
Saint Angel said "lol," so
yeah,
apparently she doesn't know.
Maybe she knows, though. Maybe she's lolling.
Maybe she's lolling at me, because I don't know.
Well, clearly, Glendon brandishing his ignorance here.
Yes, I'm just flailing it all around. Uncontrollable ignorance.
I just wanted to. I wanted to work the word brandishing into. That was my word of the day. No, it wasn't. I don't have a word of the day calendar. Yeah. So it was from The Princess Bride.
Oh. Okay.
With Wallace Shawn's character. It's a famous line. I'm surprised you've never seen it. The movie, at least.
I've seen the movie. I just didn't remember the line.
Oh, okay. It's been a while then.
Yes.
Oh, so Saint Angel. Okay, so I'm not alone in that. But I don't know. I'm not saying yes, but I'm also not saying no to basically exchanging a Pixel phone for a Pixel Fold, and that depends on price, right? Because I'm not using it for anything apart from a camera. But I'm like, I have no need to pull it out, right? I have no need whatsoever. And I've also been, like I said, sitting on this the Samsung Galaxy Tab, and it's fine. There's effectively nothing wrong with it. Inherently nothing wrong with this. Just this was my system for Intel, so it's nice to have just in case. But there's never okay, this is my in case. You know what I'm saying? So I find myself not having a use case for a device, and so I'm like, well, then what if I need a bigger? I'm not that what do I need a bigger screen? I am hopeful. The thing that would turn me off from a Pixel device now would specifically be the software. But allegedly, and this would change everything for me. There's a flag, and I mentioned this as soon as I heard about it. There's a flag in the next version of Android, a developer flag, that basically allows you to find a brick that you can't see. Fart. The problem with black bricks on black. This is the problem with you collect Vader stuff. It's impossible. So there's a flag that allows you to make that the turd bar, the nav bar, since you can't turn it off in Android. Samsung allows you to turn it off, right? But Google doesn't. And the thing that drives me nuts is not just it being there, but specifically the inconsistency with it in between a variety of apps. Drives me up the freaking wall. I can't stand it. Drives me nuts. So I'm interested in seeing whether or not that actually continues, right? With the idea of this particular option to turn off, or not to turn it off, but to make the background of it transparent, such that it may not be consistent between apps, but it's less jarring between apps. So that background would be transparent, but the bar would still be there. So on some apps, it would be white behind it, and that would match the white above it, right? On other apps, it would be completely disappeared. And on other apps, it would be black. So it would just match whatever app, whatever the app was above it, effectively making it the background of that bar transparent. I'm like, okay, that would be enough. I feel that would be enough for me to check one box off of a problem that I've had with the Pixel, a big problem that I've had with the Pixel. It'd be hard to get used to a nav bar again, but again, if I'm not using it on a regular basis, it's not going to bother me as much as if the Pixel became a daily driver again. And I'm not saying that I'm anywhere near making the Pixel a daily driver, or nor would am I saying I'm anywhere near making a fold device anywhere near a daily driver. But it's just it may be nice to know. I feel like depending, how far away would we be from new Pixels? I don't know. But the Pixel to me has always been the software story. So depending on what it is, depending on the price, depending on what I might be able to get, I may consider an upgrade from a Pixel 7 Pro to a Pixel Fold. But I may very well may wait until either the price drops, because I may not want it like immediately, or the new version of Android is out with that option to turn off the bar. Not that I would expect to switch away from a Samsung device, which at this point I'm not close. There's nothing that has me wanting to jump ship today. And again, that's of course subject to change with any given new release of software. And I don't see anything all that exciting happening with Android, the next version of Android, minus those small fixes. Very, very, very minor, but to me, very major. Oh crap!
My whole thing with the folds it's two things. It's twofold. It's
ban yourself for that.
Longevity. Yes, somebody please let me ban myself.
Someone
It's
ban
the
London.
longevity of the hardware.
Right.
Like I said, we talked a little bit earlier today. I feel that's another point of failure, and how well, the fold. How many times can you fold that before it fails? Right.
4.
There's a crease.
I think 4.
4.
4 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know going into this.
Wait, no, hang on. Yeah. Maybe it's 8. Are they up to the 8 now? So you can fold it 8 times.
Could be 8. All right. But that and how well the software scales in applications.
Yeah. Well,
that's my two biggest concerns. With
Android, I feel they do Android. I will say this: running Samsung DeX on the Galaxy Ultra, I feel it does a better job with scaling software than iOS. iOS does not. Don't use iOS as a benchmark for that.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be. Why did I have this long thing, and I don't know where the hell I was supposed to put it? Oops. And I even went back, Glendon.
Don't blame me. You're the one that was wanting to do multitask.
No, but this is long before. I mean, I've been reading every page. I'm even going back and looking, and I'm like, I don't even see that brick that I should have used, at least from bag 1. Maybe it's a holdover into bag 2, which is entirely possible. But I'm looking. It
says Apple is working on an origami phone.
Well, have at it. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I found it. I found where
found it. Everybody, it's okay.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
I'm glad.
Cat's out of the bag now.
I know. Sorry about that. I put these little brick studs on the wrong. I needed to put it on the plank first, so to speak, and then that goes on there. Okay, that makes sense. That's where I missed. That's where I messed up. That's where I missed the boat. So yeah, as far as software though, I feel like Android is in a better, and you'll probably see it. I'm sure they'll be doing demos just to show like, hey, this works well on this big screen.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to feel though about a lot of things. Honestly, it's just basically what it boils down to. But I'm not going to know unless I try and take that risks. So I'm okay with doing it, and will be okay with doing it. but not paying top dollar to do it, knowing
Sure.
I may not be getting full spec. Yeah, I don't know. It still remains interesting to me, but I'm not like driving full bore into into wanting one from Google or Apple or anybody in between, a foldable. So it may be, this may be the opportunity I was looking for. Don't know. A lot of questions, but I'm not like lusting after after the idea at all. But I just thought it'd be, you'd want to know, you know, if you cared. That's where it is for me right now. Discord. This is news because y'all use Discord, or you should, especially with the that being the place where we all communicate. All y'all and I communicate. Discord is changing its the username schemata, the way that it manages usernames. Because right now, if you get a Discord username, you got to get a name and then 4 digits right after it, and then you have to do someone with your full name, and that's usually, it throws people off sometimes. But apparently, they're going to be dropping the 4-digit tag to make it easier to connect, which makes sense. I'm like, yeah, especially for news, it totally makes sense. So now, you know, it's going to be forcing most users to pick an @ username, and they're going to start with your legacy handles. If so, like whoever had the legacy handle first would get first dibs on one thing or another. And I believe that's how it's going to roll out. So hopefully that's going to keep the squatters at bay. But remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. I don't know. Don't know how this is going to go. I'm okay with the change, so long as I am able to get my handles. Like, I'll be okay with the change. But if I can't get my handles, you're damn right I'm going to be raising, you know, I'm going to be screaming bloody murder. Because, for real, I don't know how they're going to be dealing with that. Because there's got to be, you know, I'd imagine some amount of fallout if someone is caught squatting and copping a squat and making it impossible to get the thing that you've been using, right? So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, how it shakes out with users. I don't know if you have a feeling one way or another.
No, as long as, like you're saying, that we can ensure that we're going to get our usernames and nobody just holds them for ransom, then I don't care. The change is fine with me.
You're going to see them like auctioned off on eBay,
right,
at some point in the near future. Why did I get? All right, so it's always fun to go looking for a brick that you didn't see. I should have knolled, where you like put all the bricks out so you can see all the bricks in front of you. I never do. I just spill them out because, you know, that's the way we did it back in the day. You know what? It worked until it didn't.
Yeah, we didn't even have labeled bags back in the day.
Oh my god, labeled bags would have been an absolute freaking luxury. Here it is. But now that the model is getting so complex that I can't tell what's going where, like what needs to happen and where. So I may have to actually put a pause on the construction of the model, because otherwise I'm going to be paying too much attention to this and not enough attention to talking to y'all. Let me see. Mozilla is expanding its Mastodon instance to a private beta with strict moderation, stating the company is not building another self-declared neutral platform, which makes sense. As someone who is a huge fan of Mastodon, and will be indefinitely, like I'm all in on Mastodon. I get far greater engagement out of Mastodon on Mastodon than I get on Twitter these days. So it gets my attention. I'm like, it's not invisible. Blue Sky, I had an invite to, but I didn't jump on it fast enough, so I lost my Blue Sky invite. Not that there's a lot of activity happening there. That's the platform that was created by Jack Dorsey, former CEO and creator of Twitter itself. So I'm interested, right? If only because that's where other people may be going, but I'm not necessarily clamoring, because I've been very, very, very satisfied with the way that it's been working for me on Mastodon specifically. Mastodon's been great. I'm glad I have Mastodon. It just makes me feel better about the changes on Twitter. Like when I have to stop and think about what am I sharing, where am I sharing it, like how what do I have to nerf myself, and that's what agitates me the most about Twitter and Instagram and all the algorithmic driven platforms these days, is I can't just share what I might want to share. I have to share it in such a way that I know you're going to see it. So like I just have to be very calculated and very measured, and I'm not even sure if I get it right every time I try to get something shared or posted on social, to make sure I'm maximizing the impact. Twitter didn't used to be that way, but Mastodon, see, that's the beautiful thing. You don't get your engagement nerfed when you post a link. You don't get your engagement nerfed if you post too much on any given day. None of it. The stresses just don't exist. So I love that. Absolutely love that. And will continue to support that type of model, and not spend less time in algorithmic platforms, but just doing my best to accommodate them. I know I've been falling short since the over the past month. April was a bad month for me in content, minus the live stream. The live stream continued, but quite honestly, the live stream does things that I can't do on the other platforms. So if I had to sacrifice anything, I'm glad that whatever got sacrificed was sacrificed, because the way it turned out was fine. At the end of the day, it was fine. All right, so let me get that set. Oh, wait a minute. How did that? I'm confused. How
Yes.
did it? But that
Don't question.
it doesn't. But it doesn't add up. How did it? Oh, but how? That's how. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how something worked, and I'm like, it didn't add up, because I thought it was a different type of brick. It's a pebcac. That was a total pebcac. Engineering problem on my end. Microsoft has opened its Bing chat bot to all, removing the wait list, and announces features like image and video results, persistent chat and history plugins. I'm not using it, or I'm still not using it. Well, I am using the chat. Okay, Glenn, if you want to pop your beautiful face on, you can. Can I print 3D Legos? No, because Legos don't exist. Lego bricks exist, and I have printed larger studs in different filament colors, but not like these types. I don't know if I'd ever want to get print this kind of stuff. Hey, Darth Gallum, may the 4th be with you as well. Welcome back to a live, I'd say taping, but there's no tape here.
No, I'm out of tape.
I have tape, but not for this. If I had one collectible that I was trying to chase, though, I tell you what, it'd be that C-3PO tape dispenser. Did you ever see that kind of what turned out to be kind of an X-rated looking tape dispenser?
No, I did not have the luxury of seeing that.
You've never seen the X-rated C-3PO tape dispenser?
I can see where it's headed.
You should go. Well, it's not really X-rated, but like it's very shall we say, very peculiar, a very interesting collectible. They just put the tape dispenser. Okay, so basically, let me describe the C-3PO tape dispenser to everybody. They basically put the tape dispenser, the C-3PO tape dispenser on in C-3PO straddling the tape, and the tape goes in between C-3PO's legs. It's just really.
I pulled it up on Google.
Look up C-3PO tape dispenser, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
That's not awkward at all.
No. So if you ever get one, you're lucky. They don't. Those are. I'm not going to say they're prevalent, but I don't even know if they're rare necessarily. But Yeah,
Be
that
a good
would.
Christmas gift.
Well, they're old. They're vintage. Like you
Mhm.
can't just go and pick one up. I don't even know what they necessarily sell for on eBay. I would love one if only just say I got the C3PO awkward tape dispenser thing.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it works. I mean, it's a functional tape dispenser. I don't think anybody has anything.
What more could you ask for?
That's what I'm saying. Well, what I could ask for, since you're asking, is having been able to get more um, Star Wars stuff for May the 4th. There are a couple things that I really would have wanted, but I had to stop myself. It's
Yeah.
not the same as a C3PO trading card. No, that was definitely not the same. Now, have you seen that one, Glendon?
I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah, the rare.
Yep.
The boner, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I
When you
have
make a
seen
mistake,
that.
it's a boner. Well, it looks like C3PO has one. That is the card, and I know of at least one person. I've never seen one in real life.
Nope, I haven't either.
One person who did spend the money because as much as I chase Vader stuff, he chases
C3PO bonus.
C3PO stuff. So he did grab that. He used to do Star Wars videos back when doing YouTube videos was fun. He used to do them, and then I think what happened was he got copyright stricken because of music, and I'm like, like I've been saying, you got to be careful with music, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be very, very careful. You may think it's fair use and all that BS, but like Disney don't care. They want to come down on you, they will for sure. Ah, yes, Dragon. May the 4th be with you as well. I'm doing. I feel I'm doing a fair job in my multitasking of these various things.
Doing better than I would be able to do. I will say that.
You don't. Oh yeah. Well, you do. Yeah, you've done Lego. You've got. In fact, where's your? Did you have a Star Wars set? Or yours is Star Wars?
Yeah. No, I've got a Star Wars set. I've got the N1.
Oh. But why didn't you want to do it today?
Well, that's a good question.
No, it's the cameras.
But it's
right. By the way, speaking of, I'm looking for the computer that I'm going to be sending you. I can't find it. I don't know where the hell it went. I know it. Obviously it's here somewhere, but like I'm trying to remember where I put it, and it's probably in a closet, stacked in a closet somewhere. But I'm on a hunt. Like I got the box and everything, and then I'm like, wait a minute, where's the actual computer?
What's in the box?
It was definitely not a severed head.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's not. I don't keep. I learned my lesson. I do not keep severed head in boxes anymore.
Fool me once.
That's right. That's the problem. In a nutshell. What else do we have here in tech news? And of course, you've seen the scrolling ticker as it's gone by. Oh, Chrome has released. I was mentioning this last week. 1.13 final. The next big Chrome release. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next big one, but they are working on an overhaul of the UI. I'm not sure I'm in love with the idea of it, but I feel like once I start using it, it's going to be fine. I'm not jumping ship. It didn't look anything horrible. They've bloated up certain areas. I'm usually not a fan when UIs get bloated, but if it creates far more consistency within Google Chrome, then I can't complain. So I'm all for consistency, if nothing else. Just give me consistency. And that's allegedly what they're doing with Chrome, and that's coming down the pike within the next at least 10 releases. That's probably being a bit extreme. It may be coming out for more or longer than that. I
don't have any issues with Chrome right now.
You're having issues?
Oh, that's right. I don't have any issues with it personally. Like the user interface. I'm not,
and honestly, I'm not either. So the whole idea of them refining it, I'm like, well, okay, well, if it makes it better, I'm all for it. Fine.
Great. As long as we don't see any regression.
Yep. Precisely. All right. Let's see here. What else?
CNOOP says it's those silly people who never close tabs ever and have 1,000 of them open.
Oh, I can't do that, dude.
Yeah, I
I
can't
have
even know.
pin tabs that I always have open, but I can't do that. Oh, Gmail's adding blue check marks to Gmail for senders from verified brands that adopted the company's brand indicators for message identification email specification. So you may be getting blue checks in email, like legit, not like Twitter blue checks that are absolutely jack squat.
Actually means something.
Yes. Khan Academy releases Conmigo, a chatbot based on GPT-4 to help students with math problems, debugging code, debating, and other topics without enabling cheating. Interesting way of going, although students are probably still going to circumvent. They're still going to be 100%. Like, yeah, I hear you. But, and they're going to
just curious how they plan on circumventing the cheating.
It remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Stop misplacing the bricks.
Yeah, I did, and I couldn't figure out why a certain thing was looking the way it was looking. Like, but this is you gotta try to nip it in the bud when the bud presents itself. It's a big thing.
Hugo says that he resents being called silly, CNOOP. So leave him and his 1,000 tabs alone.
I can't do that many tabs.
I can't either.
I've got
6
the
open right now, and it's giving me anxiety.
How many?
6.
Really? See, I can go.
The only reason I have those up now is whenever the deals come along, I can just switch to another tab.
Well, when I'm in like in the middle of a browsing session, I'm fine. But I'm all about like clearing this out.
Yep.
Like let's move on. Let's okay. What have I got everything I need to get? Great. Okay, next. Like what do I need to work on next? Yeah. So I personally don't keep a lot of tabs open on any given time. Like right now, I've got a couple of them open because I was working on some text, but even that can get nuked. So I just removed a tab. But see, I have perma tabs open. I have like email, TweetDeck, messaging, which is like includes Discord. Mastodon's always open. Twitch is always open. Like I have certain like StreamYard is always open. So I have certain ones that are just like perma open. Like I can't. And but I pin them, right? They're not full on tabs; they're just like pinned, so they're always there. And when I relaunch, they are there as well. And I just assume that if I'm launching a browser, 90% of I would close those tabs, but inevitably I would just have to go back and reopen them. And then it would just take time to reload and all that stuff. So a lot of my messaging stuff is handled that way. A lot of it, not maybe all of it now. As much as I would love to have dedicated apps for a lot of that stuff on the desktop, it's just not. I feel like that's less practical. I'd much rather run a web service in the web browser and have that browser open than running a separate application. So if given a choice between the two, even if I have a choice, again, I'd much rather go in and have another tab, which I'm careful about. But I get to that point where it's like, well, I can't close these tabs. I can't eliminate a tab. The only time that would likely happen is if TweetDeck, if they basically nerf TweetDeck and make it such that it's a Twitter Blue sub thing only, then that's when I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'm not going to be using TweetDeck anymore. All right, well, saves me a tab. Just saves me a tab, saves me time. The consequence of that, of course, unfortunately, is that I would be spending far less time on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wouldn't. It wouldn't be as interesting to me anymore. Personally, TweetDeck is what keeps me there primarily. And then if I need to, or as I need, I will go and load an actual Twitter page, because sometimes TweetDeck doesn't have a feature that I might need, or if all else fails, go to a mobile app, because Twitter's been experiencing like all sorts of anomalies in recent months since the changes, which have been very unfortunate. But that would be if I as I'm seeing a tab, that would probably be the first one I would sacrifice or have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Mastodon, I'm fine with keeping open. because it's a very tweet deck like experience. Plus, kind of like, okay, I'm kind of like shifting. I'm kind of I need to pay attention. So let's see what's over here. Let's see what are the updates. What have people shared? So I see some Star Wars stuff, 3D printing stuff, news stuff. Like it's just I like having it open. I like being able to have it there as opposed to like opening it every single day.
I've gotten used to keeping it open now since you've got me using it. I'd never used it until you introduced me to it.
Tweet deck?
And yeah.
Tweet deck's nice, especially if you add columns like activity and home and mentions and like 1,000 other things. It just makes
I've got about 6 columns set up.
When you start tweaking it, it's just like, oh man, shit, this is the way Twitter should be. Like F everything else. Like as far as I'm concerned. But that's me.
Very convenient because I can see as soon as I post something, you know, the likes and the reactions.
Yep.
And then the activity that it's pulling in, if any.
All right. Speaking of things that you can see, I think, you know, I've covered all the tech news that I've seen that I might wanted to cover. If you want to pop over to deals.
Sure.
This is going to get sidelined here. We're working on the next iteration of the project.
Some of these may have expired.
What? Yeah.
Yes. I think this.
Yeah, like the big one that expired, and I made sure I tweeted this too for my personal account. The Black Series Dark Troopers for $11.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. Dude, I already had 2, so now I've got 4. So I've got a small army.
It's an army builder. I'm like, that's army building right there.
Yep.
Like you just can't pass that up. Even if I wasn't a Black Series collector, I'd order the shit out of that. The thing that makes me mad is like, why can't all Black Series figures, you know, be that, you know, like. So I'm hoping for more deals and discounts as the year goes on, so that way I can start picking up some Black Series figures that I didn't have.
All right.
I don't have any of them anymore, really.
So I'm sharing. Can you see it?
No, you have to actually press the share screen option.
Yeah, I did. It says stop sharing now.
Really? You should be able to add to stream? Okay, I added it. Although you may need to zoom in.
Yep, I can do that. All right. So this first one, it's went back up in price.
Did it?
It was on sale. It's now at $50 again.
What was it before?
Like 36.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty sure that's what it was earlier today.
Even if I already had one in box, but I'm like, I skipped it because I'm like, oh, I already kind of have Ahsoka and I already have Mando. I'm like,
yeah, I skipped this one too. I've got the same thing. I mean, it's nothing but a repack of 3 characters.
Seems like it.
But it was on sale earlier today. Sorry if you missed that one. I did post all of these in Discord as well as on Twitter. And they, some of them made it into the newsletter this morning.
Oh, so just some of them? Okay.
Yeah, not all of them. There was a couple that didn't make it in there. All right, so the next one here is really awesome.
Electronic.
It's still on sale.
Toy.
Yep, electronic tech toy here, Lola from the Kenobi series, 52% off. That's
pretty
awesome.
Good.
1873, under $20 for this. I mean, if this is something that you want for yourself, you know, have at it. I mean, it's dirt cheap. Something you can put back for a present or a gift at, you know, at a later time.
Yeah, see, that's the time. This is the time to stack up for birthdays and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Christmas. This is the time.
1873. That is a steal because, normally, it was list priced at $40. Well, $38.99. Whenever it originally came out, it was even more than that.
Yeah,
it's closer to 80 if I remember.
20 is about right for where it needs to be.
Yep.
'Cause I've got one. I haven't opened it because I'm stupid, but like, maybe I should get a second one and I won't feel so bad. Because I got one for Jedi. The one I got for Jedi was 3D printed. I got it on before they had any.
I remember that.
So like, oh, you know, got to get a Lola. Because she was talking about it. I'm like, well, let me see what I can find.
This next one is pretty awesome. It's the Darth Vader. It's another tech item here. The bundle with the Echo Dot, the 5th gen.
So this is what I was talking about earlier.
This looks awesome. If I used an Echo Dot,
Oh yeah,
I would
easily
love to
here,
have that.
for sure.
My question would be, could you change the color on the Echo Dot? Does it always have to be blue? Because his eyes need to be red.
I
I'm
think
just saying.
so. Sadly, I think so.
Well, that's a great
I think
oversight.
I don't, unless like there's a problem, and then I'm sure it turns a completely different
Right.
color.
Yeah. Either way, very cool because you get both items for $69.98 right now. Normally it is $89.98. So you're saving 22% if you act now.
You got to act now because these things, they don't stick around.
Yeah, this one ends in 4 hours and, well, basically 5 hours, 4 hours and 59 minutes.
Yep.
The next one on deck is Lego Star Wars Razor Crest, 20% off. Normally $139.99. Right now it's $111.99. Still a little pricey for me. I would like to see it a little lower than that. It is a larger set.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm with you there. As a minifigure chaser, it would have to be like dramatically lower. Like it would have to be closer to 50 before I grab that.
Yeah, I was thinking 50 or 60. I would be comfortable getting that. Maybe one day we'll see it somewhere for that price. I doubt it, but regardless, if you're a Lego fan and you don't have the Razor Crests, I don't remember in recent time it being any cheaper than this. So you may want to snatch one up. The next one here is pretty sweet also if you like Black Series, which I do. This is the re-release of the Boba Fett prototype armor, which is the all white with the cloth goods, white and black cape. $20.49, still a little high, even at 24% off, because the prices of these Black Series figures jumped up pretty drastically. This was normally $27, but $20 is not bad. So if you're looking to get a Boba Fett and you want something that's a little different, this might be something for you. And this last one here is pretty cool. It's a remote controlled Grogu. It's an RC, so it walks across the floor. It's got a joystick and some buttons that you can use on your wrist. My dog would freak out, so I wouldn't have something like this. It would probably try to eat it. So not good for my house, but it does look fun. I would like to see one of these in action. So if anybody,
yeah, we have
one.
you
got one?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good price.
$26.79. That doesn't seem bad. Basically 60% off.
It's a really good price.
This one is.
You got me thinking I need to snap up that Lola.
Well, you probably should, because it's pretty cheap right now. It doesn't have a countdown timer on this one, but again, I don't know how long this sale is going to last on any of these Star Wars items. Most of them are just for today or a limited time during the day. So if there's anything that you see that you like, again, all of these are in Discord under sales, deals, and discounts. They're also in Twitter, and you can use our affiliate link.
Just come in here into chat and type in "bang Amazon."
All right. And that was the last one.
Huzzah. Well, for that, you have some tech stuff? Or was that?
No, that was it.
That was it?
Yeah. There wasn't really a lot of Star Wars tech stuff out there today, and I tried to focus primarily on stuff for the 4th. So.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense because it is, for all intents and purposes, Star Wars Day.
It is.
So thank you everybody for tuning in for the TLDR tech discussion, which of course can continue. You have any other things you want to talk about? This is kind of an open mic time. If there's anything else that you would like to discuss, feel free to pop in, say hello. If that's something that interests you, or maybe you're fine with just us chatting about whatever the hell we're talking about on any given day, because we're doing it, as you can see with this overlay, live 24/7 on live.pirillo.com, which is a Twitch stream. that anybody's welcome to join and participate. Of course, you can also jump into chat, join Discord if you want as well. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices and finish my Lego set both on here and on Maker Deck. We'll see you later.